Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's live of the Pro Singer Success Collective. Happy Monday, Motivational Monday, Monday Fun Day. Call it what you want. Hope you guys had a really good St. Patrick's Day. For those of you who took part in some green beer or some fun festivities. Um, I'm getting over a cold. So if I sound a little bit like a foghorn, that is why. But that's not going to stop me from coming in here and talking about what I think is a really important topic today. And that's when singing causes you more stress than joy. So I'm really curious of those of you who are watching. I see we have some people watching live. I'm curious, how many of you have ever had this thought in your head that was like, if only I could just give up? Like, you love singing, but you hate it. And so you want to give up because it's so hard to achieve what you want with it, but you can't give up because it's what you love. But yet you hate it, but you love it, and it's this like constant push and pull. Anybody have that experience? I certainly did. I remember when I was in the early days of my singing and my training, it was this love-hate relationship that I didn't know what to do with, because when it was good and performing was good and I was feeling good in my technique and I was booking gigs and I was making money, it it was great. It was joyful. And in times when I couldn't get the sound that I wanted, I didn't get the results that I thought I should be getting, it was really stressful. And there's always going to be these ups and downs. I think it's a push and pull for a lot of us. But when it starts to tip into singing giving you more stress than joy, this thing that is your gift, this thing that is your soul connection to your world and this world, when singing stops being something that brings you as much, if not more, joy than stress, is now when we have to start looking and really looking at ourselves and looking at what's going on. Because when singing gives us more stress than joy, all of a sudden our body starts to react to that. And when our body is in its stress response, it just makes it even harder for us to get the sound we want and the performance that we want, which then takes us further away from the joy. And so, the thing that I have learned that I'm going to pass on to you today is, when singing brings you and causes you more stress than joy, 9 times out of 10, it's because we're really attached to the outcome. So, what do I mean by that? When you're attached to the outcome of something, you have very specific ideas about what it should be, how it has to sound, what it has to look like, the results that you have to get, all the shoulds. I should be doing this by now. I should be sounding like this by now. I should have X, Y, and Z. I should be doing X, Y, and Z. Um, when we have an idea of an outcome and we are attached to how that has to be, that is when we get into much more stress than we can handle, because we're trying to control the outcome. Be it when we're making sound, when we are physically making sound, we're trying to control the outcome of that sound, because if we don't make that sound, then what's going to happen? I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm going to crack. I'm going to botch the audition. I'm not going to get the role. And if I don't get the role, then what's going to happen? Or if I make a record and I don't get put on those Spotify playlists and I don't get hundreds of thousands of plays and downloads, then what's going to happen? Well, then I'm not going to be able to make money at this. Then I'm going to be stuck at my crappy day job forever. Then I'm going to always be, that wannabe singer who is talented but is watching somebody else up there living my dream while I'm here doing this crappy day job that I hate, right? And if that happens, then what? Then I'm never going to be able to XYZ. And you see, it's this attachment to this outcome of ultimately being able to be happy and live your gifts. And in the moment of practice, or in the moment of that audition, you're not in the moment with your voice. You're not in the moment with your body. You're in that attachment to that outcome, meaning the ultimate outcome of being able to live a life through your gifts. and how that has to look and when that has to happen and how that has to be. And when we're attached to that, we're not able to handle that stress because we're trying to control something that is fundamentally not controllable. And that's the future. And so when we're trying to control something that's out of our control, that's stressful because it's an impossibility. You have literally set yourself up for failure. Hit me in the chat if you relate to this. If you have these unbelievable ideas of things that you want to do and have and create for your singing, which by the way are not wrong. But when you think about how this is going to happen, it just puts you in so much stress and overwhelm because you're attached to how that has to look. And you want to control that. Or maybe you're making yourself wrong and judging yourself. And maybe the inner critic is going crazy in your mind because it doesn't look like what you thought it would look like. So maybe you're more successful than others with your voice, but it's not what you wanted. So maybe you're gigging quite a bit and you are making a full-time living as a singer, but you haven't been able to, let's say, chart if you're a recording artist, or you have equity status, but you've never been able to land that lead role. And so it doesn't look the way you thought it would look or you wanted it to look. And then you judge yourself because of it. And you think, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? What do I not have? What do I need to go do or create or whatever that, and again, those questions are not in and of themselves bad, but it's when we're attached to what those answers have to be that we then get into a lot of stress. So I'm going to be short and sweet with you guys today, which is a tool that I've learned that has been very helpful to me to get me out of attachment to an outcome. Attachment to the way something has to look is an idea that what I teach the singers in my program, which is this idea of be in the footwork, let go of the outcome. So what does be in the footwork mean? What does that mean? It means being in the moment with your mind and your body, in the moment that you're in, with that moment that you're in. So if, let's say, you're practicing your technique practice, being in the footwork means I'm present to my mind and my body in this moment with these thoughts and this instrument, rather than the future tripping, the attachment to the outcome, which is the thing that usually is running the show, which is that inner critic mind, which is if I can't get this right, if I don't do this scale right, if I continue to crack on the high note, if I don't XYZ in my practice, then I'm going to end up, ooh, sorry guys. Oh, this is sorry, I didn't even know I could do that. I can highlight your comments. That's really awesome. Okay, that's good to know I can do that. So if I'm future tripping on the outcome, I'm not in the moment with my body. I'm thinking about the outcome, and if I'm thinking about the outcome, then I'm going to force things towards that outcome that are going to sabotage my sound and my technique and my performance, because I'm not in the moment with the body and in the moment with my energy that would actually allow me to embody the technique that I do have. So be in the footwork. Let go of the outcome means I'm taking the next indicated step, and I'm not attached to exactly how that outcome looks and what that ultimate result is. Maybe it's getting a lead role in a Broadway show. Maybe it's running into Oprah Winfrey on a train and she's all of a sudden doing an interview about singers, and now you're on Oprah Winfrey's show teaching Oprah how to sing. I don't know. But life works in these interesting ways. And when we attach to the outcome of what we think we need in order to be happy, successful, fulfilled, abundant, all those things, we cut ourselves off from all of the other ways that we could have gotten there that would have been way more powerful and way bigger than anything we ever could have thought of with our puny human brains. So I like to use an example of two singers who I came up with, meaning who I trained with early in my training. And one of whom is David Miller, who is, for any of you who know Il Divo is a huge sort of pop crossover opera group of four, I think four guys, three or four guys. And David is the tenor in Il Divo, and he has been for almost 20 years now. And we all trained together in very serious classical operatic training, where we were taught that that's what you value, meaning the traditional career of the opera singer, meaning you do your master's degree, then you go, you do young artist programs, and then you get an agent, and then you start booking, C-level opera houses, and you make your way up to A-level opera houses. And it was opera, 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 like traditional all the way. And that's what we were taught to value. So this audition notice comes out when we were in undergrad. I think I was a senior at this, maybe I was a junior. He was a senior. And everybody was talking down about this audition notice because it was Simon Cowell, and Simon was forming this super group of popra people, and everybody in the conservatory, because I went to a very fancy, serious conservatory, everybody was looking down their noses at this audition, except David. So nobody went to this audition except David. And David was not attached to a specific outcome of what being an opera singer had to look like, of what being a professional singer had to look like. David was just in the footwork of his career, going and doing the next indicated thing because he wasn't attached. And so David goes to this audition. David books the audition, lands the gig, and he's been traveling around the world, winning Grammys, playing for popes, and as a member of Il Divo. You can go look them up on Spotify. They has millions and millions of albums sold and plays on their things for the last 20 years. Because he was not attached to an outcome. He was not attached to how it had to look. He was in the footwork, just taking the next indicated step, and he didn't know what was going to happen. And so that allowed him to not only be fluid with his career and take opportunities that other people didn't take, and P.S., David still was able to have a traditional opera career. He's sung with major opera companies all over the world, and being in Il Divo is what got him onto those stages, headlining as the tenor in, whatever, San Francisco Opera or the Met or whatever, okay? But Il Divo got him there. Whereas other singers who looked down their nose at this pop opera-like thing weren't open to that, were attached to a different outcome. And guess what? Not only did they never have the incredible recording career that David did, but they also never got on stage to sing leading roles at San Francisco Opera or the Met either. Because their attachment to how it had to be, how it had to look, stopped them from being able to be with their talent, the opportunities that they were open to or not open to, in ways that kept them really narrow and kept them playing small, okay? And then the stress starts to build because you're not booking gigs. You're not standing out from the competition. You're not living the talent, which then causes stress, which then takes you out of the joy, which then makes you want to audition less and record less and put yourself out there less, because it sucks and it doesn't feel good when you're not out there doing what you love and you're not succeeding at it. So you do it even less because you're even more stressed. And it's a horrible, vicious cycle to be in. So what I want to give you guys today is something that I've used in my own life, my own singing, my own work, when my work is causing me more stress than joy, in the same way that your singing could cause you more stress than joy. And it's going to sound trite and it's going to sound simple, but it is absolutely the thing that has worked for me time and again when I come back to it. And that thing is a gratitude rant. So it's not just gratitude is such a keyword right now. It's so kind of cliche right now. Oh, gratitude list and a gratitude that. But here's why. Because when you come back to gratitude, you actually come back to the present moment, because you're looking at who you're being and the energy you're in and what your circumstance is right now. And when you can come back to gratitude, what you're doing is you're actually coming back to the footwork, the present moment, what you're in, instead of the overwhelm and stress of attaching to that outcome. So hit me in the chat. Any of you ever had any kind of gratitude practice? Meaning maybe a daily journaling of gratitude, or maybe a daily prayer gratitude. Anybody have any kind of gratitude practice? Tell me in the chat. I'm curious. So this is a version of a gratitude practice that if your singing is causing you more stress than joy, that I want you to do before you go in to either rehearse or record or perform or do your daily vocal exercises. Okay. So what it is, a gratitude rant is literally, you're going to time yourself for at least a minute. So you're going to pick up your phone, you're going to put it on your timer, set your timer for at least a minute. And a gratitude rant goes something like this. Okay, I'm going to do my best to channel a gratitude rant right now. So it's me getting in touch with what's present for me. I'm so grateful that I have this incredible community of singers. I can't believe that there are 13 of you who are live interacting with me right now. I'm so grateful that I am healthy and that my body feels good and that I am fit and that I might be 47 years old, but I don't look 47 years old. And I'm so grateful that my daughter is incredible and she's healthy and we live in this amazing place and the snow is starting to melt and the sky is blue. And it's so amazing that I have this voice that I can use. And I'm so grateful that my talents and my gifts allow me to reach and connect with so many people and not just change my life, but change their lives. Gratitude rant. You see how this works? Like, you don't stop. It's like gratitude. One thing leads to the next. And it's like the idea they're just popping in. I'm not overthinking this. I'm just allowing myself, I'm feeling myself in the moment of me, my body, my daughter, my connections, and what is around me. So in this moment, you guys, I'm looking outside at this incredible, beautiful view where it's sunny and the snow is melting, and right. And you can't help but to be, it's like diffuses. It's like a release valve. It diffuses the overwhelm, the stress, because you're coming back to what is true right now. Not what you think you have to do, not what you think you have to be, not what you think you have to have. All that stuff is connected to your attachment to this future outcome that your inner critic mind has convinced you that you will not have unless you fixate and attach to all those things. But when you come back to the moment of who you are, when you come back to the moment of your body, when you come back to the moment of your current circumstance, even if you are so stressed out, and even if nothing is going right in your singing career right now, do a 1-minute gratitude rant and find the things. Even if things are not going right and well in your singing right now, or even if other aspects of your life feel like they're crumbling around you, find the gift. Find the gift in the present moment, because it diffuses the stress in your body. And stress and tension are the enemy of the singer. Not only because they suck the joy out of it for you, and if it's not joyful, you're not going to do the things that you need to do, the hard things that you need to do to get you to the next level and to get you where you want to go. But stress and tension are the enemy of the energy in the body. You cannot be that open channel for sound and impact on your audience if all of that stress is encumbering you. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to do a gratitude rant. And if you are watching this, I'm going to do this as like a little accountability challenge. You're going to kick it up a notch in terms of like level of engagement here. Okay. Video yourself on your phone or on your computer, whatever. Video yourself doing your gratitude rant. Not because of any other reason that not only does doing the gratitude rant connect you back to the present moment and the moment of truth, of what's true right now, instead of all the attachment to the outcome that's causing you stress, but you get to watch it back the next time you have a moment of stress, to be reminded of all those things that are true, that the spin of your attachment to that outcome wants to deny and forget. So now you have a gratitude rant that serves you in two different ways: in the moment of doing it, and if you record it, in the moment of watching it back. So now I'm going to kick it up a notch again, and I'm going to say, post it. Post it here in the comments. Post your gratitude rant. You guys know that without accountability, nothing matters. You know, I was thinking to myself, maybe I'd give you like a little incentive, like a little kind of prize or something for those of you who post it. And then I was like, no, you do this because you're in this career, you're in this journey with your voice because you're in it to win it, not because I'm giving you a little prize if you do a gratitude rant, but because you want change, you want transformation. So hit me in the chat. Who's going to do a gratitude rant and who's going to post it? And we're all going to celebrate everybody who posts. I just did one and it's going to be posted because this video is up on YouTube and up on Facebook. So everybody's got to see my gratitude rant. Who's in? Let me see you in the chat. Every single person watching, I want you to commit gratitude rant in the comments, at some point today. Come on, guys. Don't make me call you out. There you go. Sapphire's going to do it. Yes. Paulina's going to do it. Yes. Yeah, Paulina, record it and watch it back. Okay? Yes, you guys. Don't do this for me. Don't do this because I'm telling you to do it. Do this because it's a pattern interrupt. And it will change the next thing that you do. So if you're about to go into a rehearsal or if you're about to go into your vocal practice, your technique exercises, take 1 minute and do the gratitude rant because it's going to put you in the highest energetic vibration back in the moment that you're in and help you to detach from all that future tripping, from all of the things that you think you need to do, be, have, achieve, whatever. And you come back to the footwork in the moment that you're in. I promise you, you will have a much more fun rehearsal. You will have a much more joyful performance. All right, guys? Okay. You can write it if you want, Cheetah. You can write it down if you want. But most important thing is just to do the rant and video it so you can watch it back. And if you want to post it here, that's even better accountability. Okay, guys, this has been my Motivational Monday for you today. So get on it and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.